It's just abnormal and disgusting what's happening here right now. Did you hear about what happened with the conductor? Now some really dark details are coming to light. Just thinking about it gives me stomach pain and heartburn again, but I'm still going to present it to you here today. By the way, the father, or rather the grandfather of the children, has now also suffered a heart attack. And yes, the conductor was a single father. And one party here in Germany is even being forbidden from making donation appeals for the train conductor whose only task in life was to provide for his family with 2 children and no wife.
The crime shocks and horrifies. In the afternoon, railway employees commemorate their murdered colleague with a moment of silence, deeply shaken.
Well, the Chancellor and Vice-Chancellor don't care whether someone here has once again, let's say, suddenly and unexpectedly passed away. A Lars Klingbeil takes care of Lars Klingbeil things, and Friedrich Merz is jetting around abroad without saying a single word. At least I haven't noticed him addressing the conductor or even the family. Honestly, I now find it absolutely pathetic from our politicians that they don't even take a moment to sit down and make a simple X post, even if it was written by ChatGPT for all I care. We experienced things a bit differently with the previous government, but it seems like this government doesn't care about dead people at all.
We are shocked. It's a very dark day for the railway workers' family. What happened today or on Monday in Rhineland-Palatinate should be a wake-up call for all of us.
Yes, it's always the same old story. Magdeburg, Mannheim, Hamburg. This should finally be a wake-up call for us, but nobody is waking up here. I spoke with someone last night who is involved with a party that I can't even mention here. Otherwise, every video gets restricted immediately. He told me, no, Deutsche Bahn told us we're not allowed to make a donation appeal for the single father with 2 kids. And I was like, why not? Did Deutsche Bahn forbid us? I mean, you shouldn't act like you're absolutely touched by this. And when it comes to a party here in Germany really wanting to collect money for them, then it's like, no, it shouldn't be instrumentalized. How poor and pathetic. Feel free to write in the comments below what you think about it.
How and why the ticket inspection escalated on a regional express train between Landstuhl and Hamburg is still unclear.
Well, we can't imagine why that is. Or, for example, that there are way too lenient penalties for things like this here in Germany. Yes, and that things like this keep being tolerated. Or let me take it a step further. Yes, that people like that don't even have to expect any serious punishment anymore. You only get those, for example, if you smuggle something to Belarus so that other people can grow food here. Yes, then you really get punished. But if you take someone's life here in Germany, well, that's just how it is. Even with Maya T, people have been debating for over 8 years now that it's way too long just because she wasn't seen in the pictures. She was just there and took part, or he, or however it was, which by the way isn't, well, that's something everyone here knows. He was a single father. Yeah, and I think the kids really don't care at all where the money comes from now. The main thing is that they can somehow live, because the father has also suffered a heart attack by now from the train conductor. But this time, the expressions of sympathy are secondary for now. This is about these things now.
It's clear that a 26-year-old with a Greek passport doesn't have a ticket. Serkan C asks him to leave the train. Then the man starts beating him, hitting the conductor on the head several times.
So did you just see what happened? Greek or Greek passport. So who was it? What do you think his roots were? By the way, the man now lives in Luxembourg, and apparently he moved from Greece to Luxembourg. But again, this statement, you usually know it with a German passport. If you look at the first name, you can figure it out pretty quickly. So when I hear, yes, he had the passport, then there's probably a lot more hidden beneath the surface. By the way, no one has actually commented on the matter yet. As of the time of my video, there hasn't been an official press release except for that. We're once again so sorry that this happened, and there was nothing we could have done to prevent it. And we just don't see the danger, even though several employees are attacked every day.
Wood, leaving behind 2 sons aged 11 and 13.
It's unbelievable that something like this happens, that a normal father gets killed.
It's unbelievable. Actually, there's only one thing. Our politicians do nothing. They don't protect us anymore. And above all, that this has already become normal in Germany. I can still remember the first outcries, let's say, the first attacks here in Germany, you know, the truck. I don't have to go over all of that again, yeah, but the shockwave went through all of Germany. Yeah, when someone dies now, it's just a footnote, a simple little footnote. Yeah, it shouldn't have happened. I'm shocked by things like that. The symptoms are there, the causes are there, and if you keep trying to fight the symptoms, then the whole thing won't work. By the way, the railway doesn't even want to fight the symptoms anymore.
Just one day after the attack on Serkensee, there was another brutal assault in Hamburg yesterday. At Hamburg Dammtor station, a 49-year-old railway employee was knocked down and injured.
Yes, and in Cologne it was Uber where someone also died because of a mix-up. And all these things, yes, they're piling up again, just like last year. Last year it was the attacks with cars. This year it's some, let's say, traffic offenses. Yes, in what form? For me, those are definitely serious crimes. But do you actually notice that something isn't really working here? By the way, Cologne also has, I think, well, it doesn't say whether he was German, only that a husband completely lost it when a car stopped. How messed up, yeah, this country and our politics have become. Well, she's focusing on the really serious criminals first because she wants to make deals with them instead of just taking care of this country. But that's just way too much to ask.
I think that's really terrible because it could happen to anyone that they get into an argument with someone very aggressive on the train.
Yes, and the railway company has now responded and is finally taking new steps. Listen up. They will lock the conductor in the front like on an airplane and simply stop checking tickets. Whoa, you need to let that sink in. But what about the people sitting in there who actually buy tickets? Just like the Germans here in Germany who pay more taxes, they're being left alone once again. We can't do anything. We have absolutely no authority in there to do anything. So please just see for yourself how you manage. And well, if we know that, then you don't need to buy a ticket for this route either. Maybe they'll only do random checks at the stations when you want to get on. Man, when I see that, I have to say again, no, those are the videos I really hate. I actually decided not to make the Hamburg video. You know why. So many people are dying again, so many people, and our politicians are just ignoring it. They just don't care at all.